beautiful empaths. It is an honor and a pleasure to be with you again today. I'm Kesley Tweed. I'm an astrologer. I am an energetic alchemist, and I am your abundance activator. And it is just so much fun to watch this group continue to join. If this is your first live, definitely drop something in the comments. Let us know you're new here, and welcome to the party here in the Abundant Empath community. So today we are talking about what is blocking you, my dear empath sister, you specifically, from abundance in your life. And when we talk about abundance in this group, that can mean financial abundance, that can mean relational abundance, abundance of love and passion in our lives. It can mean purpose, it can mean all of the above. And so we're going to create some breakthroughs specifically today. I'm going to share with you what I've uncovered in myself through years and years and years of work of uncovering limiting beliefs and coming into an unlimited mindset and working with hundreds of clients on this same thing. So if you guys are ready, drop something in the comments. I know you might be watching this later, but I still love hearing from you in the comments. So first, just a little bit of a personal journey and personal story, and I'll share with you a little bit of how clients have seen this show up as well. So I first started working with mindset and limiting beliefs back in 2016. And at that point in time, I was attending my very first personal development event and started on my first courses. And I will tell you, I was in a state of lack, of self-defeat, of constantly questioning myself. I'd just been through a really challenging divorce and relationship. And so I had lots of beliefs, not only about myself, but also about men, about relationships. And I went to that first event, and man, it was like cleaning out the closet. And one of the specific beliefs that I had was really about other people. It was about men specifically. And I had this belief that all men were assholes. That's what it was. That's what I felt, what I was carrying. I had this chip on my shoulder. You would not believe this now, right? Like, it's a totally different energy, but that's the type of transformation that uncovering limiting beliefs can help you create. My heart was closed. So guess what I was attracting? I believed that that was what I was going to attract. And so I was attracting some of that at that time when I was living in Houston, Texas, and dating for the first time as a single woman in my adult life. And there was a lot, right? There was a lot that I had to learn, but at the root of it all, it was that belief. And most importantly, underneath that, I didn't get to this until a little bit later in the journey through the last several years. There were beliefs and lack mentality that I had about myself and what I deserved. And so I wasn't attracting because I didn't have the beliefs. And I see this same thing show up frequently with clients. I have one amazing client I'm working with right now. She's manifesting her dream job. And at first, when we were working together on this, there was a questioning mindset. She would see, job opportunities pop up and read the description, and she'd think to myself, well, am I worthy of this? Am I enough for this? I can't do that. I don't have the skills. And we're in a place now where she's looking at those and she's saying, I am the best person for this job, and here's why. And that's the new mindset that she has. That is what working through limiting beliefs and transforming those can do for you. That's what I do with clients. So what we're going to talk about today is what kind of that base level, which is identifying a few of these limiting beliefs. So I'm going to share 3 of them with you today, and then we're going to follow up with this later on in the week and dive a little bit deeper. So if you're ready, drop something in the comments. Let's go for this. And I want you to, if you've got a journal or something, pop that, bring your pen, bring your paper, and write these down and take some time on your own to journal about these things and really identify how these might be showing up for you. The very first thing in terms of blocking abundance, we alluded to this earlier, but we're going to go deeper on it. And it is the belief that I'm not enough, I'm not worth it, or who am I to do this? And this, I think, is what truly stops us when it comes to that next level of our lives. When we want to reach that next level, when we want to create abundance in our lives, we've got to be clear on what we want. I'm going to give you behind the scenes 3 steps to manifesting. We've got to be clear on what we want. We've got to have the right beliefs in place, and we've got to have the right actions. And when we don't believe that we're worth it, when we question our worthiness, that stops all of those in their tracks. It's hard for us to even be clear because we don't think we deserve what we really want, or we allow other people's opinions and thoughts and their ideas with what our life should be impact us. And so the very first thing that we've got to work on in terms of abundance is your beliefs about yourself. You are worth it, honey. You are worth your dreams. There are so many of these limiting beliefs. Where do they come from? Oftentimes it's our conditioning, right? When we're children, we dream big, we live big, we're having fun, we're tuned in to who we are and what makes us happy. And then suddenly all these external ideas start to come into play and other people's thoughts. And how many of you, I've had to be really intentional about this in my life, right? How many of you have people who don't see the possibilities, who don't see the opportunities, who maybe don't feel great about themselves, so they project that onto the other people? We pick that up. And so we start to develop over time these limitations and these beliefs about who we are and what we're capable of. So, I'll give you one tip for starting to reframe this. Every time you start to see yourself, think these things, hear yourself say these things, you've got to stop in your tracks and you've got to start to reframe it, right? So the number one belief that blocks abundance, and I bet is blocking many of you because it blocked me for a really long time, is that belief that you're not worth it. Who are you to do this? Who are you to dream big dreams? And that you're not enough. All right, so that's belief number 1. Belief number 2. Now, I'm going to kind of tie these 2 things together because what I've noticed as I've evolved, right, from a consciousness perspective, as human beings, there are 2 things that really we allow to stop us the most in terms of our beliefs. And they are a lack of time and a lack of money, right? So that belief of that sometimes we create, and I was stuck in this for a really long time. I worked really hard on this year, committed to changing this within myself. I had the belief I don't have enough time, these big dreams, these things I wanted to do, these things that were super important to me, and I'd convinced myself I didn't have the time for the things that were super important, the most important in my life. That's bull. Like, that's just false, right? We all have time. It's how we use that time. So when we tell ourselves that we don't have time, what we're actually saying is we're not yet making it a priority. Or we're allowing, when it comes to empaths, we're allowing other people's priorities, other people's dreams, other people's wants and needs and desires to come to the top. But maybe because you don't believe you're worth it, or this belief I don't have enough time, it holds us back. So we've got to create an abundance mindset of there's always time for the things that are most important. And here's the other trick, y'all. As you start to tune into the abundance mindset, and as you start to believe there's always enough time for what's important, it's almost as if time slows down energetically. When you live in this state of abundance, it creates and attracts more of what it is that you want. So we've got to stop and eliminate this belief of I don't have enough time. Now let's flow right into the money perspective, right? The same thing goes for this, right? Like, this is a fact, and I think one of the most beautiful lessons that we're here to learn as human beings is about resources. The perception of lack of resources. You, my dear sister, have all the resources within you to create external resources, to attract external resources that you will ever need. And you know why I know that confidently? I can see it in every single birth chart that I look at. I can feel it in every single empath, every single woman, every single human that I work with. You have unlimited resources within you. You are tapped in, tuned in flow with the universe. It's just we cut that off when we live in this lack, this state of lack. And the biggest thing that you can do, right, to get yourself out of this lack mentality is to begin to invest in you, investing time in yourself, if it means, courses, coaching, whatever it is, investing in yourself, because that's what creates more abundance. The more I've invested and put time and energy into investing in me, developing me, the more abundance shows up in my life. And I know the same thing will be true for you. And this is what I truly believe is a lesson, an opportunity for all of us here in Earth School to look at these, what appear to be like things that are limited, right? When we look at our lives, a couple of the things we can identify that feel limited or limiting are time and money, right? So when we can evolve above that and shift our consciousness to a state where we are creators and expanders of time and money and energy and self-worth, and aligning with the resources within you to magically create even more of those things, bam, that is when you have become that abundant empath. That is when you have stepped into that goddess status that is your birthright, not only as a beautiful empath soul, but as a human living this beautiful soul's journey and this human experience. All right, so I want to invite you, right? If this fired you up, if you are listening to this and you're like, dang, like I do have these limiting beliefs, I want to change this about myself. It is our beliefs, right? I heard a quote recently. It was something along the lines of, it's not who we aren't that holds us back, right? It's not who we aren't. It's who we think we're not. It is your beliefs that are creating your reality. They are creating your energy. They are attracting things into your life. They are even allowing you to see or not see opportunities. Because when we hold these beliefs, like the belief that I shared that all men are assholes, right? That was previous belief, right? I had this, that was what I noticed. That is what I saw. It's like, when someone talks about, and Tony Robbins always gives this example at his seminars, right? It's like when someone mentions a blue car, you go outside and you notice all the blue cars. Suddenly you're like, wow, where did all these blue cars come from? When we set our mind on something, we create that tunnel vision. We create a belief about something. We not only attract that, but that's what we notice. So when we're limiting ourselves based on what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about the time that we have, the money that we have, we are also limiting the opportunities that are available to us. Shift your mindset, and suddenly opportunities will flow in like you've never seen before, and you will recognize them. I know a lot of us, I did a poll recently and people were talking about one of the biggest challenges as empaths, right, is that self-doubt. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. A big part of the root of that self-doubt is these limiting beliefs. But as you clear out those limiting beliefs, you will trust yourself more. When you value yourself, when you believe in yourself, you will trust yourself more. You will have the confidence to be who you are, to shine your light. You'll know what that is. That is what we do in the Abundant Empath program in my coaching. So once again, would love to chat with you one-on-one if you are ready for the next step on your journey. If you are ready for more abundance, whether it's in your business, in your relationship, in yourself, in money, in any area of life, let's chat, sister. You can book at the link that I've posted, and I would just love to sit down with you one-on-one and create that clear roadmap from where you are to where you want to be, that beautiful, abundant empath, goddess vision, goddess status for you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video, and I will see you again later this week. Blessings, sisters.